So to end this video, I want to go back and just answer a couple questions that I get asked when it comes to the hide glue and the fish glue. And I think these are two of the best glues available for instrument makers. But like I said, the most common glue is still the regular carpenter's glue because it's easy to use. And so people ask the question, well, if this glue's so great, why isn't everyone using it? Well, truth is it's a bit of a pain to use either one of these glues. As you can see with the hide glue, it comes in granular form. And so I start by soaking the grains in some water so they absorb the moisture and they swell up. Then the glue has to be cooked down to a liquid form. And the glue is very finicky. You have a working temperature where the glue needs to be at right around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And if the glue is colder than that, it tends to set up too quickly. And if it's hotter, if it gets too much hotter than that, then the protein chains break down and the glue will lose its effectiveness. So you've got that very fine working temperature. And you've also got the fact that the glue gels very quickly. And if the glue gels before you have your joint clamped, then you'll get a weak joint and it will likely fail. So usually you have a matter of seconds, 5 to maybe 10 seconds to get your piece, to get the glue on your part, get the part in place and clamped. And so in order to kind of lengthen that working time, everyone has some different methods, usually using heat lamps. I use a heat gun at some times to keep the parts and the joints warm until I'm able to clamp them. But because of all these factors, this glue doesn't lend itself very well to factory production. And similar with fish glue. Fish glue's got all the great properties of the hide glue. The downtime to fish glue is it's slow to dry, and it requires a clamping time of 8 to 12 hours, depending on the part, which again isn't conducive to factories where they want to be able to turn parts around a lot more quickly. You know, the recommended clamping time on a carpenter's glue is only 20 minutes to half an hour before you can unclamp it and move on to the next operation. So these glues are great, but because of kind of the finicky working properties, you only see them used by a handful of custom builders and an even smaller number of factories. So the other thing, when people hear that the hide glue is reversible with heat and water, they ask, well, does that mean my guitar is going to fall apart if it gets too warm or too damp? And the answer is no. As long as the instrument is exposed to normal temperature and humidity conditions within a reasonable range, you're not going to have any problems, any more than you get with the regular carpenter glue. And truth is, if your instrument is exposed to high enough heat to cause these glues to release, then your instrument will likely be suffering other damage as well. And in the same way these glues will release with heat, the regular carpenter's glue will also release with heat. So if you leave your guitar in the back of a hot car, it doesn't matter whether it's made out of hide glue or glued with the regular carpenter's glue, it will likely suffer some kind of damage. The last question I want to address is people often ask, once they find out a bit about the glue, and well, can you hear the difference if an instrument's built with hide glue as opposed to being built with just the regular carpenter's glue or white glue as some builders use? And I believe there is a tonal difference, and from the number of guitars I've built and just building with the regular glues in the past, switching to the hide glue, I do believe there is a very slight difference to be heard. I just know that by using those glues, I'm maximizing the string energy transfer throughout the whole instrument, which can only help to enhance and improve the sound. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and by watching it I hope you've got a little bit of understanding about how I think about glues and how I work with them. My purpose in building my guitars is to build the best guitar possible. Not necessarily to be the fastest builder or build the most number of instruments a year. You know, if that was my case, I would just stick with the regular carpenter's glue, and I'm sure I could turn out a few extra instruments a year just in the time savings I'd get from using the regular carpenter's glue as opposed to the hide glue. But I firmly believe that there is a tonal advantage to the hide glue, and there's other advantages as well when it comes to the repairability and other factors that I talked about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you'll find more videos like this showing the behind-the-scenes construction techniques and philosophy that goes into my instruments. As well, on my channel you can find video reviews of some of the models that I've built and some of the custom instruments as well. Thanks for watching.